Hi, this is Andy from Orbit Media, and I'm thrilled to be collaborating again with User-Centrics. Our focus today is on lead generation and content strategy in the context of a privacy-first world. We know that third-party cookies are a huge challenge and that the internet is becoming more private, which is great, unless your primary channel is advertising, in which case it can be highly disruptive. So my goal is, in the next 29 and a half minutes, to show you how to generate a steady stream of leads strictly through content marketing, strictly with first-party cookies, without even requiring that your audience accepts cookies. We're going to do this completely with organic channels. So here's one approach, one of many, to generate a steady stream of leads strictly through organic channels and without using any third-party cookies. Guy Kawasaki makes this case well. He says, if you have more money than brains, focus on outbound, as in advertising. If you have more brains than money, focus on inbound, as in content marketing. Just think of the difference. Advertising is all about distraction, but content marketing is all about attraction. Advertising is about paid, you need a budget, where content's about earning it and owning it. It's about brains. Advertising, sure, might be fast, but it's temporary. The minute you stop paying, it disappears. Content takes time. Yes, it takes a lot of time to build your awareness up and your demand up in these channels, but it's durable. Everything that you do is still around. And my friend Jay says that advertising's like the hype and content's like the help. Absolutely, one major difference is in the privacy aspects and the cookies, and the third-party data is what advertising's built on. First-party data is what content marketing is all about. Now, classic content marketing strategy, we're going to publish blog posts. They will persuade visitors to subscribe, to follow, sometimes to link. That powers our email, our social, and our search. And those people may actually click through to a service page and become a lead. But even if you attract lots of visitors that way, and here's a GA4 report showing people who land on a blog post, those people are very unlikely to become a lead. Their conversion rates are very low. On the other hand, people who start their visit on a service page, a home page, a money page, or a product, very likely to become a lead. They have stronger intent, right? They're there to investigate a possible solution to a problem. 10x the conversion rate in this account. But content has another huge benefit. It's content marketing that attracts links, that make the site relevant among other websites. And these can power search results, which will be part of our goal today. In other words, it's an indirect benefit, but content is what you need if you're ever going to attract links and authority. And it's those links and authority that make the service page rank high for the qualified visitor. That's how we rank for the commercial intent key phrase, the person who needs our help. The blog reader is very unlikely to convert. It's lovely that they visit, but one of our major goals is to attract qualified visitors, which means getting that service page to rank high for the commercial intent key phrase. You could say there's two things that we're doing here, both, right? There's the traffic and the conversion, right? Traffic times conversion rate equals success. You can't win with just one. Step one, we're going to publish our content marketing mission statement. This is the game. This is why we're here. This is the reason our audience would pay any attention to us or click or read. It's because we are putting something out there that helps them do something in their life. We become a useful resource to these people, and we can stay top of mind and create durable visibility over long periods of time. Content can be so good that visitors subscribe to get more of it, right? They ask you, they're grateful for it. Here's an example of a content marketing mission statement. This is ours. Our content is where who? Digital marketers. Find what? Practical advice on content AI, GA4, and web design. And why? Because they want to get better results from their websites. That content mission statement includes all three elements, which are critical to success in these content channels. I'll break it down. Your content is where audience X gets information Y for benefit Z. It's that simple. Now, brands that do this are statistically more likely to report success in digital, right? These are the brand, if it's documented, that group is the most likely to report strong performance from content marketing. People that don't have this documented, very unlikely to report success. The data is the same year after year in the Content Marketing Institute and B2B Marketing Profs B2B survey. But most people haven't done it. Only 28% of brands have ever documented their content mission statement, which is a problem because the content mission statement is really what becomes the call to action to subscribe, right? This is your CTA. You can just adapt that to be your CTA. Watch. Our content is where you find practical advice on content, AI, GA4, and web design. That becomes our CTA. That's the top of the blog. That's why you would subscribe. right? This is what's wrong with digital. People keep writing these weird, brief, vague calls to action. Stay up to date? That's terrible. Why would someone do that? It's absurd. All over the web you find these, and it's mostly, I think, just because people haven't really even written down or documented the reason why anybody would pay attention to their content. What that lacks is visual prominence. It's just white on white over on the side. It lacks a promise, what you're going to get, and any evidence that other people have done it. Those are the 3 P's in email sign-up forms. Prominence, promise, and proof. Prominence, it stands out. Promise, what you get if you subscribe, and proof, a reason to believe, right? Evidence, strong evidence. This is actually one of the really important things in content marketing because we're always trying to speak to our audience directly and not have big tech like search or social in between our audience and our brand. Email list growth is a priority for almost every hardcore digital marketer that I know. Now, there is a shortcut to use AI to do this, but you have to start by training the AI on your target audience with a persona prompt. I'll walk you through it. Pretend for a moment that we are a satellite launch company and we target commercial satellite operators. I've used this example before. Here's a persona prompt. Build me a persona of a job title, commercial satellite operator, at a company size, an industry, global telecom company, billion-dollar global telecom, and with certain responsibilities. They plan launch missions, and they have a certain problem or a need or a requirement. They need help deploying commercial satellites. They're considering a new services provider. I want 4 things from the AI: hopes and dreams, fears and concerns, emotional triggers, and their decision criteria for selecting a company like mine. That's a basic persona. What it will give you back is just a high level. It might not be very accurate. That's fine. You can change it, tell it to update it, give it maybe you don't need this at all. You can just upload your ideal client profiles if you have them. So then what you can do is talk to the AI about your target audience and have it suggest a content strategy. You're an expert content strategist. You're skilled in creating content that attracts visitors and builds trust. A content marketing mission statement includes 3 elements: target audience, topics, and benefit to the reader, right? Sound familiar? It should be concise and it should be adaptable as a call to action. Write 3 examples, give me calls to action. These are the elements, right? Best practices for the output, the persona, right? If we're talking about the persona. And what it gives us back is not that bad. But edit it. We don't trust it. Don't just take what AI gives you and copy and paste. That's not the right way to use it. Okay. Time out. There's one format for content that is way more effective than all the others. It is original research. There's a lot of evidence for this and studies, but I'll just use my own data as an example. Original research, more than any other format for content, attracts links. Look at this. This is Google Search Console showing links to my website, and it's the original research pieces that published new statistics, real data, right? The URLs that made my site the primary source for new data, they've attracted by far the most links, more than any other format for content. A couple quick examples. What's the lifespan of a website? Does anyone know? I don't know. There's no good data for that. I couldn't find an answer on the internet, right? The internet's not finished yet. So I published this article, The Average Website Lifespan, 10 Factors in Website Life Expectancy. And this data, this answer is our site is the primary source for this information. This insight is first published on our domain. It has been linked to from Wikipedia, right? It's useful all over. People link to it from everywhere. 250 websites have linked to that over time. Remember, these links make my site authoritative, and that authority helps my money pages, Chicago web design, website optimization, rank for those commercial intent key phrases. I will never be able to compete without buying ads and using third-party data unless I have built up enough authority to get those service pages to rank for that phrase. One more quick example. How long does it take to write a blog post? Anybody know? There's not a good answer, right? That question wasn't really answered yet. So I asked 1,000 bloggers that and some other questions and published a piece in statistics, 10 years of blogging trends. I've actually done this every year for 11 years, and I can show you over time the average duration of length of time it takes to write a blog post year after year and how's that changed over time. I can also tell you how long the average blog post is and how that's changed over time. Literally thousands of websites have linked to that one annually updated URL. It's a massive impact to our demand generation, We didn't really build links. We're not asking people to link to it. We just made something that's so useful that it gets journalists' attention. People mention it all the time. People link to it all the time because it supports their assertions, right? That's the idea. We want to publish a new statistic that doesn't exist yet, but that helps other people make their claims stronger. We want to find that missing statistic and publish it. Again, AI can help. You're an expert content strategist. You're skilled at finding topics that are engaging and memorable for an office manager. We'll use a different persona. We've trained it on the persona. This person's an office manager. That's our target audience. Maybe we're selling office coffee. What are the most common assertions in HR and office management that are the least likely to be supported by evidence? What new original statistics could be created through our research that would support the claims made on other blogs, right? We're going to attract links. We want to support other people's claims. Okay, so when it comes back, we're looking for unsupported assertions, right? The missing statistics. And we want it to give us ideas. It comes back, do open office plans really boost productivity? That's a good question, right? Is there good data on that? The data is mixed. Maybe we could publish some research on that. Maybe we could do a survey. Maybe we could see the popularity of open office plans. Everybody would be interested. It would immediately get traction. You can just imagine how engaging that piece might be. Okay, I'm suggesting hard work. I know that's not a shortcut, but I'm also suggesting for a minute here that those medium quality pieces don't really get any results. You'll save time by focusing on these high performing formats because the world is not waiting for another medium quality blog post. They just don't really work very well. So do anything possible, right? Spend 10 times the effort because those are the things that will give you 100x the results. Okay, we've done a lot of hard work. We've built up a content strategy. We documented our content mission statement. We began publishing in that super differentiated format for content, original research. And as such, we've made our website totally link worthy, right? We've attracted links from other websites and we've given ourselves a sufficient domain authority to target some of the more valuable commercial intent key phrases. That's how we're going to create a steady stream of qualified leads, is by ranking for the phrase that people search for when they totally need what we do, right? When they're really trying to find us, when they have strong intent, commercial intent, they have their wallet out. So how do we capitalize on that? The key is to first confirm that we have a page for every phrase that we're serious about targeting. You can't rank unless you have a page per phrase. Google doesn't rank websites. It never has. It only ranks web pages. So we're going to build out a sitemap that has a page per phrase. Here's what that looks like. Suppose we're a social media marketing company. We've got a home page. Now that page is of course going to rank for our company name. That's called a navigational query. That's automatic. We don't need to worry about it. That's definitely going to happen. But that's also the page that can target the most competitive and difficult to rank for commercial intent query, like paid social strategy agency, paid social strategy services, paid social media agency. You get the idea. That's the sort of the name of the industry. And those are often the most competitive phrases. The homepage is your best chance at ranking for those. But it's not our only chance to rank. We'll have a whole section, a whole website that has a name for every service. These are the more specific phrases, right? Instagram ad strategy, Facebook ad strategy. You get the idea. And all of these may be our main navigation or the key pages on our website, the money pages, and they're optimized for the commercial intent key phrases. Now, the blog is really where we target all those information intent queries, tips, checklists, strategies. You saw that, how long does it take to write a blog post, for example, or website lifespan, my earlier examples. But these are the places where we target the phrases that are lower intent, but they're still, these are often the pages that attract the most links. Now, there's no limit to the number of pages that we can create. So we may actually build out many off-nav pages that aren't visible in main navigation, that don't crowd out the UX, but that target all kinds of more niche specific, maybe industry specific phrases, right? Like paid social strategy for nonprofits or paid social strategy for banks. You get the idea. So we can have lots of pages that target lots of phrases. But you're not doing SEO unless you do careful keyword research. Let's for a moment pretend that we are a different kind of company, yet we're going to be a chemical testing company. This is our website. That's actually a real website. Industrial Testing Lab Services. Okay. How much authority do we have? Can that be quantified? Yes, but only with paid SEO tools. I'm going to use the Mozbar, which I think still may have a free version, or you can get a free trial for these tools. I'm going to use Moz, SEMrush, Ahrefs. There's a bunch of different tools like this. Moz is a simple one to learn on. It's very good. So if I visit the website and turn on Moz, it tells me my DA, my domain authority, right? So I click the blue M and it tells me the domain authority of any site that I'm on. I have a 21. Okay. What is my target key phrase? Chemical testing services. But what are the authority levels of the other pages that rank for that phrase? Scroll down and you can see these pages have authority levels of 33, 75, 70. This may be a bit out of reach for us. Now, if we have the paid tool, we can log into Moz and check it directly. I'm on the Moz link explorer here, and it shows me my page authority is 31. My homepage page authority is 31. Now let's check the key phrase. A key phrase like laboratory testing, the keyword difficulty 53. Wow, that's a much higher difficulty than my site's authority. Why is it a 53? It's a 53 because the other pages that rank have page authority of in that range. The average page authority of the pages that rank is about a 53. We're not going to compete well for that, right? We're a 31. So we need to try a longer, more specific, less competitive key phrase. Laboratory testing services. Difficulty 35. That's a much more realistic phrase. How about a more specific one yet? Laboratory chemical testing services. Keyword difficulty 28. Now I'm getting excited. This is a chance, right? We're very likely to rank for that phrase because our site has roughly the same amount of link popularity, aka domain authority, as the other pages that rank for this longer and more specific phrase. That's SEO. And that's the key to attracting qualified visitors and growing a steady stream of leads without the use of paid ads or third-party cookies, right? So really it's about comparing your domain authority or page authority to the keyword difficulty for any key phrase you're potentially targeting. And by the way, those long tail key phrases that are less competitive and easier to rank for are also the key phrases with the higher conversion rates. The visitor has stronger intent. They really need specifically what you do. What's the point in ranking for robots? Who knows what that visitor needs? But best robot kits for 5-year-olds, I know exactly what that visitor needs. And if that's what I do, that's exactly the visitor that I want to attract. Now, we need to write the page to indicate relevance to rank for that phrase through a bit of SEO copywriting. Okay, everyone knows this. To target a key phrase, you need to use the key phrase in the title, the header, the body, maybe the meta description. That's just basic SEO, right? Indicating relevance in the basic ways, right? If you're making a page, a detailed page should focus on the primary target key phrase, title, header, body text. We all know that. But SEO today goes far beyond that into sort of semantic SEO. Our job is really to target the topic and not just the key phrase. So we need to use the semantically related phrases, the adjacent phrases, answer all the related questions, and talk about the related subtopics. So an article about website navigation should mention best practices, design tips, menus, descriptive labels, main navigation, header, all of these things that are related to the topic of website navigation. Now, there is also an AI method for this. If I'm targeting a key phrase like GA4 for SEO, what key phrases should I also use that are related to the phrase GA4 for SEO? There's a prompt. I can just tell the AI that it's a semantic SEO expert and that it's skilled in selecting key phrases that are related to my target key phrase. Suggest 10 phrases that are adjacent to GA4 for SEO. That's all I need to give it. And it comes back, and of course it's very good at this. It's a great use case for AI because it's the master of language and it's a huge predictive matrix of adjacent phrases. So these are all pretty good to me, right? Now, I want to broaden it a bit more, so I'll give it a subsequent prompt. Expand the list by adding 10 key phrases that go deeper into the related subtopics, but use a bit more semantic distance this time. It comes back with another list. Great. 10 more key phrases. It's broadening a little bit, right? But they're still very closely related phrases. Now I'm going to give it a prompt to make some edits based on that. And I'm going to tell the AI what we're looking for. Search optimized pages are focused on a specific key phrase, but they also incorporate all those closely related phrases. You're a semantic copywriter, right? You're skilled at making copy edits that improve search rankings by incorporating related phrases. I'm giving you an article, suggest 10 copy edits to 10 sentences, right? That would incorporate phrases from this list. Make suggestions that improve the flow and clarity. I don't want to be a spammer here. I'm still talking to a human in the end. And then I give it the page and it comes and I have it ask it to highlight the recommendations. Here's the phrase I wrote. Ranking isn't really the goal in SEO, traffic is. Here's its suggested edit. Ranking is the ultimate goal. Tracking organic traffic in GA4 helps us focus on driving qualified visitors. Quite good, actually, right? Not terrible. I'd edit that certainly, but it took the phrase, the sentence I wrote, and it suggested an edit that incorporated some of the semantically related phrases that it identified just moments ago. The other one's not too bad. We want to go deeper and check organic search traffic changes per URL. Its suggestion: for detailed insights, analyze SEO metrics in GA4 by checking organic traffic at the page level. Same meaning, but a bit more keyword rich. Okay, now I'm going to close on this one important note. Now that we have a visitor, our goal is to convert that visitor. And I could talk for hours about the psychology of website visitors, why people do and don't take action. Bottom line, the best pages emulate a sales conversation with the top rep. If I was a qualified lead and I called you on the phone and I wanted to talk to you about your services, what questions would I ask you? That's what the page has to answer. What objections might you need to address? That's what the page needs to address. What supportive evidence would build trust with me in your services? That's the social proof and testimonials and year-end business and data and statistics that will convince me, right? So you want to push all of those answers from the sales conversation right into the marketing funnel and build your page to answer questions, address objections in a relatively prioritized way based on the likely needs of the visitor, and inject right into their field of vision the evidence, the strong supportive evidence, right? The testimonials, social proof, the data, the case studies, right? That make the case that you are an excellent option for this. Probably half of the page almost, right? Should be evidence. I've got a kind of a screenshot here. This is based on, we've designed more than 1,000 websites in 24 years. I've been part of the planning process for hundreds and hundreds of B2B lead gen sites. This mocked up wireframe summarizes much of it. Use a short descriptive header with the key phrase that's indicating relevance, as we said just a minute ago, that tells the visitor that they're in the right place. Don't get fancy and brandy and clever with your H1. Bad idea. Prominent call to action. And then high above the fold, visual credibility, awards, certifications, client logos, right? Reasons to believe in a visual way. Maybe a video that explains what you do in a prominent location. Meaningful, specific subheads. Don't get fancy. Tell them what you do. Be specific. Answer top questions. Use short paragraphs for easy scanning. Testimonials, quotation marks, the most powerful key on your keyboard. Switch the messenger for that message from you to the target audience themselves. Fill your pages with testimonials. By the way, testimonials can include keywords. Data, statistics, visuals, faces of your team. That's differentiation. Show who you are. Of course, depth and detail. This should answer all the questions. Maybe a final call to action in the bottom. Wow, this was fun. You can generate a steady... I'm going to show you one more thing before we go. I'm excited to pull this up. I'm leaving these slides and I'm pulling up my actual Google Analytics today. Okay? This is my analytics right now. Here's the real-time analytics. These are people flowing through the site. I'm going to go to engagement, conversions. These are all my conversions. I'm going to focus down to just contact_lead. This is the goal in digital. Okay? Let's get a little more data. We'll go to the last 90 days. These are leads, or at very least form submissions on my website over this date range. 16 a week, 10 so far this week, 12 a week. That's the ideal, right? Leads every day. That was my promise and my hope for you. Where do these leads come from? I'm going to add a secondary dimension, session, source, medium, or we'll just add medium. Session, medium, keep it simple. Organic, referral, email, social. Not a paid, no need for third-party data, no need for paid budgets, no need for ad buys, no concern about click fraud. This is an audience that we have built that comes to this site. These are phrases for which we rank organically. This is my promise, my hope for you. This was the goal. I hope that there's so many little elements. I know marketing's hard because where do you prioritize? But my intention there was to start from the top of the funnel, content strategy, email sign up, calls to action, keyword research, indicating relevance, those highly differentiated formats for content, all the way down to take the person from the traffic source all the way to the thank you page at the end of the experience so that you too can generate leads every day. This is an $8.5 million business we built without a single ad. 24 years, 0 ads, third-party data. I don't even pay attention. It doesn't bother me at all. Totally undisrupted. And we've done it all through these exact methods. So now, again, Andy from Orbit Media, thank you, User-Centrics. Hope everyone found this useful. Find me on LinkedIn if you'd like to chat. Or, of course, the newsletters on orbitmedia.com, where I write one article every 2 weeks and have for 15 years. Thanks again, and I'll see you all online. Bye-bye.